Wait, did you catch that glitch in the final act? If you blinked during the credits, you missed the movie's biggest plot twist. Let's break down the mind-bending ending of Tron, ARES, and what that insane post-credits reveal means for the future. And you won't believe which original villain just clawed their way out of the digital grave to set up the ultimate showdown for Tron 4. The Impermanence Paradox. The climax of Tron, ARES isn't just a fistfight. It is a heavy philosophical debate disguised as a special effects extravaganza. For most of the runtime, we are led to believe the Permanence Code is just a standard sci-fi MacGuffin, a magic key that will allow Julian Dillinger's army of super soldiers to invade Earth and conquer humanity. But when the layers are peeled back, the twist gives us something far more profound than simple world domination. When ARES finally tracks down the creator of the code, he doesn't find the older, Zen master Kevin Flynn we saw in Legacy. Instead, he locates a digital backup of 1980s Kevin Flynn, living in a secret, offline server isolated from the rest of the grid. This digital ghost drops a truth bomb that completely recontextualizes the stakes of the franchise. He reveals to ARES that the code was misnamed. It shouldn't be called the Permanence Code, it should be called Impermanence. This distinction is crucial because it fundamentally alters the price of admission to reality. The code allows a program to exist in the real world indefinitely, bypassing the strict 29-minute limit that usually causes digital matter to destabilize and disintegrate. However, there is a catch that no one saw coming. By becoming real, the program loses its digital immortality. They become subject to biological laws, time, aging, injury, and eventually death. For ARES, this represents the ultimate existential choice. He starts the movie as a stoic samurai, a perfect soldier built by Dillinger for cold efficiency and blind obedience. But by accepting the code, he chooses to become mortal. He willingly trades his infinite lifespan and the ability to respawn for the chance to feel the sun on his face, experience empathy, and listen to Depeche Mode with actual human ears. It is a beautiful subversion of the evil AI trope. Instead of a robot wanting to destroy humanity to live forever, we have a superior being choosing the certainty of death just so he can truly live right now. Eve Kim's Green Revolution. While ARES is grappling with the weight of his newfound mortality, the human protagonist, Eve Kim, gets an ending that fundamentally changes the geopolitical and ecological landscape of the movie's world. Throughout the film, Eve is portrayed as a reluctant leader, struggling with the massive shadow of her late sister, Tess, and the corporate demands of Encom. She spends the runtime trying to balance the ruthless capitalism of her competitors with her own humanitarian goals, all while the Permanence Code is hunted as a weapon. But in the epilogue, we see that Eve has flipped the script in a revolutionary way. She retains control of the code and refuses to militarize it. Instead, she uses it to merge digital perfection with organic chaos, fulfilling her sister's original dream. The final shot shows her atop the Encom tower, picking a piece of fruit from a glowing digital tree that is growing in the open air of the real world. This isn't just cool CGI. The implications are world-shattering. The news reports in the background hint that she has used this technology to solve world hunger by creating crops that can grow anywhere, regardless of drought, climate change, or poor soil conditions. She has also begun developing new drugs to battle diseases like cancer, synthesizing cures from algorithms. This is a massive expansion of the lore. In previous movies, the grid was a secret world hidden inside a computer, a place you had to zap yourself into. Now, the barrier is gone. The grid is bleeding into our reality. We aren't just visiting their world anymore. They are terraforming ours. It sets up a fascinating, optimistic, yet volatile backdrop for future movies, where the line between natural and digital is completely erased. We might soon see cities built from code or ecosystems repaired by software. The possibilities are endless, but so are the dangers, because as we know, Eve isn't the only one who knows how to access this technology. The Dillinger Legacy Reborn. Now let's talk about the moment that had longtime fans screaming at the screen. We have to talk about Julian Dillinger. Played by Evan Peters, Julian spent the movie as the classic tech bro villain, a petty, arrogant CEO who wanted to monetize the grid. He was the grandson of Ed Dillinger, the bad guy from the very first Tron film in 1982. Throughout the movie, Julian is portrayed as a bit of a wannabe. He is trying to live up to his family name, but he keeps failing. He relies on ARES to do his dirty work, and when ARES rebels, Julian's empire crumbles. In the final act, faced with arrest and ruin, Julian does something desperate. He runs to his own private server room and uses the digitization laser on himself. He escapes the police by beaming himself into the grid, but he doesn't land in the shiny neon city we are used to. He materializes in a ruined, broken version of the Dillinger grid. It is a wasteland, symbolizing his failure. But then, he finds something. A panel in the floor opens, revealing an ancient, glowing identity disc. This isn't the sleek ring from Legacy. This is the chunky retro disc from the original 80s movie. When Julian touches it, he screams in agony as red code overwrites his avatar. His suit transforms, taking on the iconic, bulky armor of Sark. For those who don't know, Sark was the secondary villain in the original Tron, a sadistic program that served the Master Control program. By becoming Sark, Julian has completed his transformation. He isn't just a greedy CEO anymore. He is a digital warlord. The Sark program seems to be a curse passed down through the Dillinger bloodline, a virus lying in wait for a host. This twist confirms that the next movie won't just be about corporate espionage. It will be a full-blown war against a resurrected digital demon. The ghost in the title. We have to address the giant neon-lit question: where was Tron? For a movie named Tron, ARES, the actual character of Tron, the dual-disc wielding protector played by Bruce Boxleitner, was noticeably absent. This wasn't just a cameo that got cut. It was a fundamental narrative choice that left a lot of fans scratching their heads. However, the absence of the character Tron actually reinforces the film's central theme. The movie argues that Tron isn't just a person, it's a function. It is a title that belongs to whoever fights for the users. In the first film, Tron fought for the users inside the machine. In Legacy, Rinsler, the corrupted Tron, redeemed himself by saving the users. Now, ARES takes up that mantle in the real world. By deleting the man, but keeping the mission, the film suggests that the spirit of Tron has evolved. It has jumped platforms from a piece of software to a tangible physical guardian. While we missed seeing the original box-headed hero, his absence clears the stage for ARES to earn the name, proving that you don't need the original code to run the same heroic protocol. The search for the first hybrids. If the mid-credits scene sets up the villain, the final scene of the movie sets up the heroes. We see ARES, now looking like a regular guy in a bandana, which is a very Jared Leto fashion choice, riding a Ducati motorcycle down a desert highway. This imagery is a direct visual callback to Sam Flynn at the end of Tron, Legacy, but the real clue is in his hands. ARES is holding a physical photograph. In the picture, we see Quora, the character played by Olivia Wilde in the previous film. But here's the detail that matters. She looks older. This single detail confirms the impermanence rule. Quora was the first ISO to enter the real world, and she has been living here for 15 years. The fact that she has aged proves that digital beings become biological mortal entities when they cross over. ARES isn't just going on a road trip, he is hunting for his ancestors. He is looking for Sam and Quora because they are the only ones who understand his condition. They are the first hybrids. ARES is essentially a newborn in the real world, and he needs mentors. This scene screams that Tron 4 will be a team-up movie. We are likely going to see a coalition of user-program hybrids coming together to fight the new threat of Sark. It bridges the gap between the generations, connecting the original film, Legacy, and ARES into one cohesive saga. What this means for Tron 4. So, where does the franchise go from here? The pieces are all on the board for a massive conflict. On one side, we have the New World, represented by Eve Kim and ARES. They represent the harmonious merger of technology and nature. They want to use the grid to heal the planet and elevate humanity. They have the Permanence Code, and they have the moral high ground. On the other side, we have the Old World represented by Julian Sark. He represents the tyranny of the system. He is trapped in a broken grid, likely seething with rage and looking for a way to break out. With the powers of Sark and the knowledge of a modern tech CEO, he is a terrifying threat. He could theoretically build an army of retro programs and try to invade the real world, flipping the script of the first movie. And caught in the middle, we have the Legacy characters. Sam and Quora have been living off the grid for over a decade. When ARES finds them, they will probably be reluctant to get back in the fight, but they will have to. The return of Sark is a direct threat to their existence. This setup promises a movie that is much bigger than anything we have seen before. It's not just about escaping a computer anymore. It's about a war for the future of reality itself. The stakes have never been higher, and the lore has never been deeper. So, are you Team ARES, or are you secretly rooting for the return of the bad guys? And be honest, how loud did you scream when you saw that Sark armor? Let me know your wildest theories for Tron 4 in the comments below. If you want to stay plugged into the matrix of movie news, smash that like button and subscribe to Popcorn Central.